Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and today we're looking at the feminine energies for the month ahead. So at the bottom of the deck we have the Six of Swords. This means that things should be improving, moving from what might have been a difficult situation into things that are better for you. Often this is sort of with guidance. So if that's not with an actual person, it could be that you're feeling your spirit guides or angels more readily at the moment. We'll see about that as we go along. The centre, we have the world. Ooh, all sorts of exciting possibilities ahead for this coming month. These are both movement cards. And whereas the Six of Swords is practically moving yourself forward from a difficult situation into a better one, the world speaks of expansion, broadening your horizons, looking beyond your normal scope, I suppose. It can be travel, can be foreign travel. You might have met somebody foreign even. It refers to foreign climes, I suppose. Travelling the world, that sort of thing. It's also a card of change and the ushering in of new change. And sometimes quite unexpected change, perhaps. This might, it might feel that you're all of a sudden in a much better place or moving towards a much better place. What is currently slowing that down, if you like, is the Five of Swords, which is a battle. Now, quite often I read the Five of Swords as a 3 and a 2. So if I was to read it as a 3 and a 2, I would be saying that it's something to do with heartbreak and a choice. Maybe you've got a heartbreaking decision to make, and that is what is preventing you from stepping out into the wider world. If we read it as a 5, perhaps stepping yourself out into the wider world feels like an insurmountable problem to you. Or maybe there are other people that are perhaps against that decision, maybe getting in your way. Potentially other people are slowing down your desire for change. That's what it feels like. What's crowning the position is, yes, this is a slow energy. So it feels to you like you might have been either in a situation for a long time or that the situation has not moved on very quickly, but it is going to, because that is the theme this month. The theme is of change. On the face of it, to you and to everybody else, it might look like the change is not coming fast enough, but it is coming. It definitely is coming. The Knight of Pentacles is slow, but he is moving. And sometimes that's for the best. Sometimes it's better not to rush into anything too quickly. So potentially it's a good thing that things are moving at a steady pace. In fact, a steady pace is probably what is going to be best for you. You may feel like it's a bit slow, but a steady pace will create, well, sort of more stable progress, I feel. So I think that's good. What's underneath? Very interesting. We've got another Knight of Rods. And I think this is exactly what I was just talking about. Perhaps you've been wanting to move things forward quicker than you've been able. Maybe you haven't told other people that. Maybe you've only sort of thought it yourself and felt a bit frustrated and hindered perhaps by this. But you have got movement forward. Also, if we're talking about people as opposed to situations, this would be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo man, young man. And this would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, young man. Or youngish man. Younger than you, anyway. A man that's younger than you or around about your same age, probably. Right, what's clarifying the Knight of Rods? We have the Page of Swords. This is communication. It's often emails and text, electronic. The sort of impersonal communication rather than in person. We also have we also have the Six of Pentacles to clarify the Knight of Rods. So potentially I think you felt like maybe you deserve to have things moving forward quicker than they have been going. Or maybe you've been pushing hard to try and get things moving. Maybe you've done quite a lot of work behind the scenes to bring about this change. And it's something about this doesn't feel quite fair to you. But I actually think that if the change is slow or slower than you want, the progress is slower than you were expecting or hoping for, I actually don't think that's a bad thing. For some reason, that feels like quite a good thing, not to be too hasty in whatever the decision is. I mean, I actually don't know. It could be about a love relationship. Maybe you want to move from one love to another. I might get a clarification. Oh, well, that popped straight out. I didn't even have to shuffle. Six of Cups. This is probably an old connection that you've already got. Maybe it's in the back of your mind, childhood sweetheart or something like that. So this is the soulmate card. So this is definitely a strong connection, that's for sure. So you want to move a situation forward faster than is currently going in a love situation, is what it feels like. Or maybe the reason why you can't move it forward is that the love is in a different part of the world. That's a possibility. And that in itself is a big problem, and it would be. But going back to the theme, things are shifting. In the past, we've got the Fool. Well, that would imply to me that you've made a big, bold decision in the past, and you've forged your own path, really. You haven't listened to other people. You've done what felt right for you, which I applaud entirely. So that's in the past, and that's a hopeful, positive card in the past. Maybe you took a chance on love in the past. Yeah, I feel like that might be a thing. He's holding a rose here. I think you might have taken a chance on love in the past, and you're currently at the point where maybe you're having to assess how you can practically make it work. That's the sort of feeling I'm getting. Or it could be that you've met another person and now you're torn. It's either of those two scenarios feels right. And of course, it will be different for each of you. In the future, we've got the Five of Cups. Well, this is heartbreak and partnership all in one card. So it's the card of feeling like you've lost everything you really wanted and not being able to see that actually you still have potential for a great partnership. It feels like, to me, it's like whatever you had has been spoiled, or maybe you spoilt it and you're in regret. This card feels regretful. It's a bit like you're wishing you did something different. That's in the future, so that's quite interesting. I think we'll get a clarifier for that. Why do we have the Five of Cups in the future? What is the regret over? Oh, here we are. Oh, gosh, quite a few. We've got the Ace of Cups, which is a brand new love. The Three of Pentacles, which is building. And the Empress, which is the best form of female energy you can get. So I love it when the Empress comes out for a female energy reading. So if we were going to read these cards in conjunction with the Five of Cups, if this is a regretful energy in the future, then you can't possibly be regretting being in your Empress energy. So I'm going to discount that one for now. Maybe you could regret not building yourself up to becoming the best form of yourself that you want to be. That's a possibility. You could regret not taking a chance on love, perhaps. But in the past, it looks like you have taken chances. Whether or not on love, we don't know. Right, let's think about this. So we've got your best feminine, powerful energy and new love. Or maybe it's self-love. Perhaps in the past, you were very focused on a certain path and you went for it. Maybe now you've realised in the future perhaps, well now you're assessing, but in the future perhaps you're going to recognise that it might not have been the right path for you, or that the person wasn't the right person for you and you're sad and regretful about that. That's the future position. So potentially you could be about to make a mistake, although that's not what it feels like to me. I'm going to have to just have a pause and try and work out what this is relating to. I feel this is regret for not taking a decision and not taking a leap of faith on a new love. That's what it feels like. It feels like there was great potential to build a family with somebody, or there is great potential to build a family with somebody, and to me it looks like you've not taken it. And in the future you're living in a bit of regret over a choice you've not made, or the choice you made wrongly. Because if you remember at the start, I said the 2 and the 3 of Swords are a choice and a heartbreak. So you've got 2 5s here. 5s are never good energy. This is regretful energy. Or I think what it's trying to say is you can get everything you want in the future, but you've got to be careful of the choice. Or what it's saying is, in the future, you're leaving something behind for something that is a whole lot better. Ah, that's nice. If that's the case, then that is really nice. Something that is brand new, divinely presented, and something that gives real stability, support, and the potential to grow into the woman you want to be. Oh, that's interesting. That's lovely. It feels really powerful. In the personal position, you're in High Priestess energy. Well, I mean, these are the 2 most powerful female cards in the deck, so you've got it all going on at the moment. You are coming into your full Empress energy in the future after you've got over whatever this hiccup is. And personally, your intuition's on point. So you probably know all this. I suspect that other people are making your choices difficult. If you are very intuitive, and all of you who are watching are going to have a good level of intuition, some more than others. But if you are very intuitive, I suspect you already know that the choice needs to be made in order to progress yourself in your best energy for the future. So maybe you need to leave an old soulmate connection behind. That's sort of what it's feeling like, potentially. In the home position, you have the King of Swords. Well, this could be a lawyer. It's also an air sign man, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, at home. If we talk about a situation, it could be that you're having to cut yourself off from something at home. Something at home doesn't fit right anymore. Doesn't feel right either, maybe. But then, of course, you know, the whole theme was about moving from one difficult situation to another. So potentially you're leaving an unpleasant situation at home behind, or an unpleasant person at home behind. You're cutting yourself off from an unpleasant situation at home. That's what it feels like. In the hopes and fears position, we have the moon. And the moon is a month's time. It's also a card of confusion and maybe not always seeing the bigger picture. Like something isn't quite clear yet. I think you're hoping that your choice is going to, not that your choice is going to be made for you, but I think you're hoping that for more clarity around the making of a choice, because I think the problem is that you don't feel like you have the clarity of thought currently. And the moon is not helping. We've just had a huge super moon as well. So it could be colouring the energy for you for the next 4 weeks. But you know, it's steady growth as well. The moon goes through its cycle every month. And, you know, that feeling of things progressing and being the same, or things progressing and then becoming the same thing that they were, is not, I think that's what you don't want. I think you don't want to go back to an old cycle. That's what it feels like. So you're hoping that you're not going to go back to an old cycle. In fact, you're hoping for change. You're hoping to move forward to a much better position. I think that's fine. I might just take a clarifier for the... Ooh, something fell off. Tower, blimey. Yeah. You are hoping for something better and you're prepared for the worst, and also prepared to blow things up, I feel. Yeah, those big cards, really big cards. Actually, you've got a lot of major arcana here, which feels like a big deal. 10 of Rods is the outcome. This is the putting down of a heavy burden or a difficult load, leaving something hard behind. And that was right where we started from, which is good. So the whole reading ties in. And in fact, as a clarifier, we've got the 5 of Pentacles. This situation was not good for you in any way, shape or form. And it also wasn't good for the other people in your life. And so I feel like, I think that's possibly because we've got the world and we've also got the Tower. This is really massive change and disruption. But this is wide sweeping change. But I actually feel like because we've got the Five of Pentacles, it can be affecting more than just you. This is for the next 4 weeks-ish, for the next month ahead. Yeah. I mean, that's great as an outcome that you're leaving all this behind. Yeah, because you're putting down the burden. So the burden is ending. And the burden was to do with things that were not things that did not suit you or were not fair. And things that did not suit other people as well. Something there is involving other people. And what is the... Can we have another clarifier for the outcome card for the month ahead? Oh, yeah, great. Woohoo! You're going from... hard work, miserable situation, moving forward to a better situation and a much, much better outcome. Well, that's wonderful. So that was the reading for the feminine energy for the month ahead. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me to do more accurate readings for you and your situation in the future. If you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.